What's up, guys? You guys might have noticed that I'm not Christian. My name's Oren, and behind me is my 2014 Scion FRS. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a break from Christian's face, so you're welcome. And I'm going to tell you guys about my 5 favorite mods for the FRS BRZ 86. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is something that's somewhat generic. You guys probably have thought of this one before, but that would be the wheels. And the reason for that is because there are a lot of FRS BRZs and 86s out there, if you haven't noticed. Like every car show you go to, there will be like 30 of them. You know, every track day you go to, there'll be a lot of them. There are a lot of these infested everywhere. So if you could find a good, unique set of wheels and also ones that are light and track ready, you'll stand out from the crowd. Behind me, I have Apex ARC8s. Now, just completely transparent, I do have a good relationship with them, but nonetheless, these are unique wheels. I do not see these on FRSs and BRZs and 86s very often, and they are a specific spec for the FRS BRZ 86. I also think they're really good looking. Overall, really good mod for the car, and also a really good first mod for the car. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is brakes, specifically the brake pads. I've done a lot of mods to this car. As you can see, there's a lot of stages that it's gone through, like a lot of different modifications, a lot of periods, and the most significant difference in the driving experience that I've ever noticed was when I first put brake pads on the car. Not the big brake kit, but just with the stock calipers, putting good track-ready brake pads on the car. They were Project Mu Club Racers, I think. It was probably the most significant difference in the driving experience that I had of all of my modifications. It's just, the bite is so good, especially from anything stock. It's such an awesome modification. I definitely recommend that. Behind me, I have a Brembo big brake kit, and realistically, I did not notice a significant difference in the braking between the stock calipers with good pads and the Brembo kit with good pads. Really, the only difference when you get big brake kits is it dissipates the heat easier, so it'll last longer in a track day and a track session without making the brakes feel mushy. Now, the next modification I'm going to talk about is kind of twofold. It's unequal length headers. You can get equal length if you like bad sounding cars, but unequal length is definitely the best option in my opinion. And the reason for that is because it gives you that Subi rumble. It makes the car sound so good. Like the jump from stock catback and stock exhaust system to unequal length headers is such a significant jump. It makes it sound so much better, and it adds power, especially if you put a tune on it. It adds like 20 horsepower, which when you're talking about, well, more like 15 horsepower, but when you're talking about a car that has 200 horsepower, 170 to the wheels from factory, it's a significant jump. So better sound and more horsepower overall. Unequal length headers, that's a good move. Equal length headers provide more power, but only slightly when you're naturally aspirated. So unequal length provides better sound, and you only sacrifice a little bit of power, so that's why I went with unequal length when I was naturally aspirated. But now I'm boosted, so the second part of this is going to be boosted. You might be thinking, what does unequal length headers have to do with boosted? But it's really just your price range, because if you want to add power, you're going to go new headers or turbo/supercharger. So the second part of this would be a turbo or supercharger. Obviously, it creates a significant difference in the driving experience when you boost this car, but if you're completely stock catback, not as much as you'd think. I've driven this car with the Vortex supercharger, and it was practically stock other than the supercharger, and I was somewhat disappointed with the amount of power. I thought that it would be significantly more powerful, and it wasn't. But with this car, I have a full catback exhaust system. I'm running 10 pounds of boost on a G25 550 turbo, so it's making about 330 on E85, and it's fast. Like it's definitely makes the car feel like a proper track car. So the next one I'm going to talk about is probably the first thing you guys noticed when you saw this car, which would be the Aero. Although this car has a very aggressive front end, it really does not have that aerodynamic of a front end. If you look at any of the studies of them doing, I don't know science, but like the airflow around the front bumper.
Wind tunnel testing?
Wind tunnel testing, yeah. The front end of this car is actually pretty bad for Aero. So when you put, like, those are the Averis dive planes, and that's the Marsh Powerhouse Fab front splitter, it significantly makes the front more aerodynamic and increases your downforce. And obviously in the rear, I have a large Voltex Type 2 wing, and that really helps balance out the entire car. I ran no wing for a while, just because I was saving up to buy the trunk and the wing, because you really should buy the trunk and the wing, because with just the wing, it could bend the trunk, the stock trunk. So anyway, putting the wing on the car not only completed the look, but it also made the car feel a lot more put together on the track. So overall, good aerodynamics on this car really improve your driving experience when you're going fast on the track. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, I'm going to go grab it. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is this. It's called an Openflash tablet. For any people that are naturally aspirated and get new headers, this is a must. I really like this tool. It has preloaded on it a handful of tunes. So when you're like starting out with, you have the stock tune, and then you get unequal length headers, this will have an unequal length headers tune or an equal length headers tune. And after that, you can also upload to your car an E85 tune. So when I would go to the track, when I was still naturally aspirated, I would just throw the E85 tune on and then run my tank until empty and then throw some E85 inside it. And with this thing, I could run E85, and this is what would get you to about 20 more horsepower than stock. You can go with a custom tune, or you can go with a Ecutech tune on this car, but when you're naturally aspirated, the ability to switch between tunes super easily, and also look at all of the data and stuff that this provides, and clear check engine lights. Overall, this is such a helpful tool when you're kind of on your own building your car and you don't have a ton of money to take it to a tuner and stuff like that. This is like your own little personal tuner, and you can do so much with it. Now, two more things I want to talk about before we go. These didn't make it in my top 5, but if you're considering building an FRS or BRZ specifically for the track, these are really helpful. The first one I actually don't have. If you look right here on these little side marker lights, I have a piece of tape holding that on, and that's because any FRS or BRZ owner will know on the inside of that little side marker light, there is one metal clip. It's called the A clip. And pretty much every time you pull out the side marker, you lose that clip. It's so small and it can fall into the front bumper and stuff, and you'll never see it again. And then after you lose that clip, that side marker pretty much does not stay on its own. So unless you really delicately pull it out every single time, you're gonna lose that clip, and then you're gonna have a poorly hanging out side marker, and it could like fall out on the freeway or something like that, which I just don't want. So I have tape on it. The solution is Veris makes a carbon fiber side marker, so it deletes the light part. There's no light coming through it, but it has the A-clip and stuff built into it, so you're not going to lose it, and it will stay on its own, and you don't need tape, and you don't need to worry about it coming off on the freeway. I haven't bought it yet because I'm lame, but that is a really good idea. The second thing is, Christian will show a shot of it right now, but the gas pedal in this car is, maybe I'm just picky, but it's like slightly a little bit far away from the brake pedal. So heel towing this car is not like a challenge, but it's just not super easy. And when you're on the track, you want heel towing to be simple. So Cusco makes a brake or a gas pedal cover that extends the gas pedal a bit closer to the brake. So when you're heel towing on the car, it makes heel towing a bit simpler. Another option is Veris makes a pedal adjuster that moves the actual pedal a little bit over. But overall, one of those two things that makes heel towing easier is a really helpful and good mod to increase and to improve the driving experience, especially on the track. So that's my list of my top 5 favorite mods for the FRS BRZ. Hope you guys enjoyed my video, Christian's video that I'm talking in, and I hope I didn't talk too fast because I have a tendency to do that. Soon I'm going to be coming out with a video of the things that I learned when I made this car turbocharged. I really haven't posted on my channel in a very long time. I just got caught up with school and other stuff, but I'm going to post a video with all the things that I learned while turbocharging this car, because there's a lot that I learned and a lot of mistakes that I made, and I want you guys to learn those things and not make those mistakes. So keep an eye out on my channel if you guys are thinking about turbocharging or possibly supercharging your FRS BRZ 86. Thanks so much, and Christian, do your thing. Whatever you want to do to end it. What do you want to do at your channel?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Oren. This is my 2015 FRS, and I wanted to show you my top 5 favorite mods on it.
Tell me one.
I'm always rolling.
Okay. How's it going?
Whee!
Oh my god.
We're back to this.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Dude, he had racing seats in there. Check out Oren's YouTube channel. We got a sick semi-stripped FRS. See, well, you need this sticker on your car. The snake. Ha.